Welcome back to STL Live. I'm Sarah Bernard, and we're learning about the effect of Missouri's newest laws with Attorney Herman Jimerson of Jimerson Law Firm here in St. Louis. We've been talking about the big change in the gun laws in the state of Missouri for 2017, but there's other things that you've been studying, keep an eye on in your profession. Tell us a little bit about the insurance laws and other changes out there.
Thank you very much, Sarah. Again, it's a pleasure. Unfortunately, laws change, and you have to keep up with it. The concerns I have are the things that's going to affect our community. And that's the things that I really like to kind of stand on. The newest one is what I call insurance pay and play, no pay, no play. Mm-hmm. And that is set up that if there's an auto accident and the person driving a car is injured and does not have insurance, that person is barred from litigating his injuries caused by another driver. What's the big deal about that? Oh, well, Herman, perhaps they should have insurance. Well, I don't disagree. I just think sometimes insurance is a matter of economics. Missouri already has in place what's called an uninsured motorist provision in every policy. Mm-hmm. It's mandated by the state to have that. So in the event there is an accident and the person does not have insurance, your insurance company will reimburse you or pay for your damages up to a certain amount. And what people don't know is that insurance company will then go after the person who did not have insurance to reimburse them for the damages paid out. Mm-hmm. I think saying that if you get injured by the fault of someone else, but you didn't have insurance, it's really displacing your economics. Mm-hmm. And I believe that is a wrong that the people of Missouri should fight against. It only puts money in the coffers of the insurance company and not necessarily serves the interest of what we're saying is for everyone to have insurance coverage in the event of injury. There are some exceptions to that rule, and the exception is if the person who hits you was convicted of a DWI, okay, that perhaps you can recover if that happens. But a lot of times if these accidents happen, there's no DWI investigation, there's no have you been drinking or anything of that nature. So oftentimes to prove that is put such a burden on the person that's injured, and there's another additional burden instead of economics, just another additional burden to prove. So I believe that law does not serve the people as well either.
So there is a state law though that we have to carry insurance.
Yes. If
we're driving and own and drive a vehicle.
Yes.
So, but there is still a percentage of people you're saying who don't carry insurance, even though it's the law, mm-hmm. because of economic reasons primarily.
I believe so. I believe economics is really, and you have irresponsible people, but I believe there's a lot of people out there who have jobs. They have to work 2 or 3 jobs. They need to get to the work. They don't have the money, barely have the money to feed their families. And mm-hmm. yet, and to put the additional burden, say you got to have this amount of insurance, or if their record is a little bit, tarnished, they got to pay a higher premium to do that. So I would think it's just put such a burden on people to have it. Not saying they should.
Right. Okay. So the insurance laws sounds like they're all just kind of mixed up right now.
The insurance law sounds like it favors the profitability of the insurance company. Right. And I believe that there's sufficient safeguards in the uninsured motorist provisions that we have in our policies. So mm-hmm. I don't think there's really a need to go after that person because the insurance company is going to do that anyway. What this is, if you look at it in a more critical way, is really the insurance company ability to evade responsibility on a contractual policy. Yeah. You can't sue us, we're not going to pay you, okay, and therefore they don't have to pay out for their insurance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Oh wow. You obviously are studying a lot. We just have about 30 seconds left, and I want to ask you an important question because you've obviously been a very successful attorney for many decades here in St. Louis. What advice do you have for young people, particularly African American youth, who want to go into the law profession?
Now's the time, and that's a great question. Thank you. Now's the time for every individual, particularly young African Americans who are considering law. There are more opportunities now than ever. There's going to be more challenges now, just from the things that I spoke about as ever. Dedicate yourself to the idea that you're going to law school. Do the best you can in school. Research the issues in terms of what schools require what, and then just talk to lawyers. Mm-hmm. One of the biggest thing happened to me. I went out and talked to a civil rights lawyer years ago. He's long since passed, but that memory is still fresh in my mind, having talked with him. And can you imagine talking to someone who's been in the struggle of individual rights and civil liberty? big thing. I
So
really
that
appreciate it.
impacted you and your career.
Absolutely.
Yeah, awesome.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you. Hopefully you can come back and we can talk more because this is very, very fascinating. Thank you so much, Herman Jimerson. Appreciate your time today.
Always a pleasure. Thank you.
There's more STL Live after this. Stay with us.